Charlie won't surf, but he thinks he should. In Pismo Beach, he won't stop till he does damage. Cause Charlie don't surf, but he thinks he should. In Rincon, he shows up between hurricanes and iguanas. Charlie don't surf, but he thinks he should. In Miami Beach, between Cubano sandwiches and flan, just because he can. And Dudamel is the dude at the Hollywood Bowl with classic salsa and Oscar de Leon, because George Michael beat his meat to Mexicans across from the Beverly Hills Hotel. And wild palms above Trumpists and Ukrainians, Slava Ukraina, and Beverly Hills cops at Cafe Roma waiting for the girls from Palm Springs, and the dry desert, and Joshua trees, and playing patties, and Catholicism in Los Angeles, where English actors eat potato salad at Cantor's, and drink espresso at Italy, in this Los Angeles, of another fucking sunny day on Mulholland, above the Hollywood Hills, where we lose connections, in the canyons, and all the dead in Hollywood forever, where Valentino is enshrined, and then Amara in Pasadena with Edgar Ramirez, eating arepas. But the band marches on at the Malibu colony, because all the sunsets in LA are designed by Steely Dan on satellite radio. Going west on Sunset to the beach, or to LAX, or to Mr. Chow's, or Fred Siegel's, or Spago, because we're Team LA, and the turtles are always there, up in the Hollywood reservoir, because some 3-year-old on first class dumped them in the lake, and they signed cover bands that play at the Whiskey and the Troubadour. Cover bands because the real deal is dead, and the cool kids are all out there in the desert like pilgrims, because the desert knows that Charlie won't surf, because it's only sand all the way to Mexico. It should be illegal to be this lit on first class, above this land of feverish saints, half wild and half tamed, that roam this desert land, from Palm Springs to Sonoma, via Santa Fe, because LA beckons. You can clock out anytime, but you can't ever leave this Hotel California, because the Mission Indians remember that the Spanish did unspeakable things just because they could. Let's have a club sandwich at Chateau Marmont, washed down with Veuve Clicquot, and the coffee, and pretend it was consensual. Otherwise, Netflix will cancel you, because you're not liberal enough, my boy. Because Charlie don't surf, because he's been napalmed by the US Air Force back when Santana was #1, and Charlie's Angels were carving up Sharon Tate in this LA, this Hotel California, where homeless die on the streets and mice eat your cars from the inside out in Hollywood. But we just live here under the sun and Runyon Canyon, in talks of lucrative contracts and sweat above this city, this LA. Will we ever be liberated by Larry David at Cantor's at midnight with potato salad and lox bagels? Because the Santa Ana winds are mild but dominate your life in this LA on the way to where?